CNN primetime host Chris Cuomo has been dealing with quite a bit of backlash. As many of you probably know, his brother, the governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo, is embroiled in multiple scandals, including covering up mass deaths in nursing homes in the state of New York, and also allegations of sexual harassment. There are now 3 different women who have come forward, including 2 of the former staffers for Cuomo's administration. So people have been demanding that Chris Cuomo himself, as the anchor of CNN, the primetime anchor of CNN, cover the story. And he has responded to those demands. He's responded to the criticism. Let's hear what he has to say.
Let me say something that I'm sure is very obvious to you who watch my show. And thank you for that. You're straight with me, I'll be straight with you. Obviously, I'm aware of what's going on with my brother. And obviously, I cannot cover it because he is my brother. Now, of course, CNN has to cover it. They have covered it extensively, and they will continue to do so. I have always cared very deeply about these issues, and profoundly so. I just wanted to tell you that. There's a lot of news going on that matters also, so let's get after that.
So I'm going to let you respond, Francesca.
No,
you go. What you think?
No, you.
Okay, I will. Sure,
you
happily,
go first,
happily.
please,
So,
please.
In the beginning of the pandemic, Chris Cuomo would have his brother Andrew Cuomo on, and it was this thing. Like, this is when Andrew Cuomo was, delighting in overwhelming positive news coverage because he tried to really differentiate himself from Donald Trump in the incompetence that we experienced in responding to the coronavirus pandemic under that administration. Cuomo, through his statistical regurgitations, sounded more competent. And I think that tricked people into thinking that he was a far better leader. And so President Cuomo was trending on Twitter at the time. Cuomo sexual was trending on Twitter at the time. There were all these glowing magazine covers featuring Andrew Cuomo. He got an Emmy for his coronavirus press briefings. And around this time is when Chris Cuomo would have his brother on for these segments, and everyone thought it was cute. I mean, there were people who found it deeply problematic, and it certainly does go against journalistic ethics. But it seemed like there was no problem for Chris Cuomo to talk about his brother and even have his brother on during those times, and to kind of use this excuse now, I think is interesting. I don't think that Chris Cuomo should ever be able to cover a family member. It goes against journalistic ethics, period. And to be fair, CNN actually has been covering the Andrew Cuomo story. It's just that it doesn't get covered on Chris Cuomo's show.
Yeah, it is interesting. I mean, I was sort of thinking there, and I think you're absolutely right that the ethical thing to do is to not cover it, but to address it and talk about it. I guess I just want to say that there is not just in politics a dynastic problem, but in media there is a dynastic problem. And there obviously is a Venn diagram there, and we have the Cuomos as a perfect example. But a lot of media figures, very few of them, got to where they are because they just sort of like won a competition someday. Actually, Rachel Maddow did start off by winning like a radio competition. A lot of them are children of relatives of either other people in media, political figures. You've got your Jenna Bushes, you've got your Abby Huntsmans, you've got a lot of this, again, an elite media class. And we don't just say that, we say that, and it's not just a lefty thing. And as someone who's like tried to break into that, I see it everywhere. And as a lot of media workers understand, like, you kind of have to have a relative in the biz if you want a show or you want to get in with it. So my problem is bigger. My problem is more about the nepotism. It's more about the gross, like, stranglehold that certain families and political families meandering over to the media side.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.